Mr. Anthony Ubani, Executive Director, FixPolitics. Thank you for joining us, Mr. Ubani.
Thank you very much.
So there are those who will be very concerned. I mean, we heard you there talk about the fact that regardless of the fact that the law has been passed, citizens will continue to engage.
Yeah.
But do you think, before even the president assented to that, you saw the level of protest at the National Assembly and around the country, both physically and virtually? Now the law's been passed, do you think anyone would even think about rescinding, especially with the timeline released by INEC?
Let me say a couple of things in response to your question. Evil only persists because good men sit idly by and do nothing. Like I said during the press briefing today, where there's a will, there's a way. Let me also add to that statement that democracy has inbuilt mechanisms that allow amendments. The law that the president signed, the bill he signed into law, was an amendment of a former bill, right? This bill that's been signed into law can be amended, can be rescinded, and it's the duty, the responsibility of citizens, active citizens who love their country, who believe in democracy, to continue to engage,
to demand that,
to stay engaged.
But the question then will be the matter
done.
of timelines.
Yeah.
Because if you know, as you know, the timeline's been reduced from 350 days to 300 because of the situation of time management and how long it took them to amend the old law. Now we have this new law, and you're saying they should go back again to amend this law. Would it not affect the timeline?
All of this was orchestrated to box the country, to box citizens into a situation where they will say, oh, well, throw their hands up in the air and say, well, the time won't allow it. You cannot allow this law to continue because it is clear that if this law subsists, the 2027 election is already compromised.
But let's pull back a bit here and look at this. Is it just the situation around the electronic transmission of results that's the problem, or there are other areas that you think need to be looked at again?
There are quite a number of things in the law that we can contest. But you know, there's a saying in my place from the village that I come from, that if you chase too many animals at the same time, you probably lose all of them. The one most significant issue in this electoral reform bill is the real-time electronic transmission of election results from the polling unit. And we believe that if that one clause can be taken care of, it will give greater value, greater transparency, bring about accountability in the electoral process.
So Mr. Ubani, let's do this. Sell ice fish to the Eskimos, or sell ice to the Eskimos here. We have this law as it is. And of course, you've heard the lawmakers and indeed the president talk about timelines and all. We need credible elections. But you're saying that if this is taken care of, these electronic transmission, it will give credibility. That's part of what you say. It will give credibility to all elections going forward. Can you just, vis-a-vis or in view of the issues or the challenges that have been raised, technological issues, the fact that Nigeria is not exactly ready for technology in its election. I didn't say that. That's what they were putting forward. Can you sell ice to the Eskimos in this?
Now, what you have to understand about the government is that when they want to play their games, they have control of the machinery of information, they have the control of the machinery of intimidation, etc. and etc. So you have all forms of propaganda in the open space. Now citizens are in a situation where hunger has been weaponized. Now they are weaponizing the wrong information. But civil society, we are determined to make sure we see this through. The point is this: we are not against reforms. We are in support of reforms, but we are against regression. They talk about technology. Challenges exist, but the challenges are resolvable. We are saying that electronic transmission of election results from the polling units should be made mandatory and non-negotiable. Simply, that is our demand, because this will improve trust. Trust is the foundation upon which democracy stands. If the citizens lose trust in the election, it's gone. When trust is enhanced, even economic investment in the country grows, political stability grows. And we are saying this single law has the greatest capacity to strengthen our electoral processes. And they hurriedly threw that away and signed. But here's the kicker. Till this point that we're seeing, and I'm very sure you haven't seen the law itself. You haven't seen the law decided. No, nobody has seen it. So there is deliberate confusion. Nobody knows what was approved, what wasn't approved. So we're hearing some government officials are saying one thing, others are saying another thing. But what Nigerians should focus on, should keep their eyes on, and should listen to is just one simple point. Electronic, real-time electronic transmission of results from the polling units should be made mandatory and non-negotiable. When you put a clause that tells you if the network fails, then the form EC8A becomes what will be used in the election. Already you have brought in some discretionary clauses. And that gives room for fraud. It gives room for corruption. It gives room for abuse. We are saying remove all elements of abuse in the system.
You don't think the government or the lawmakers are also considering the fact that people, especially in the rural areas, will get frustrated if they don't see their results going?
Let me tell you something.
They are thinking about the people.
They are not. They are thinking about the people in the wrong way. Let me put it like that. Now, I have said that challenges exist. We do know that challenges exist in terms of the networks. But when INEC, the legislators and the president comes out and say, no, we don't have coverage all over, go and talk to the telcos. Talk to the telecommunication giants, the MTNs and the rest of them. They'll tell you, no, that's wrong. As about how many years ago, we had about 93% coverage. What do you think the coverage will be now as of 2026? What you need is a 2G network. If I send money to my grandma in the village now, she will receive it.
Real time.
Real time. She will call me within the next 5 minutes and pour prayers on me. So these are just convenient excuses. Moreover, technology should have redundancies. These redundancies should provide for offline ability, both to auto-upload, and then when you get to where there's network, the thing will take on.
Right.
So it's just excuses. Let me give you a very good example.
A real quick one.
The presidency has problems with provision of electricity supply. There was this challenge in the seat of the presidency, Aso Rock, right? That was a major challenge. What did they do? Did they pack out of Aso Rock? Did they close down Aso Rock? They released billions of naira, invited experts, and now they are now going to be taken off the grid and hooked up to solar inverter system. That challenge was solved. Why is it that you have a small, minute challenge in something so huge, so significant about our democracy, which is elections, the heart of democracy, and they can't solve it? Rather, they want to run away.
I guess that's a question that the executive and the legislature in Nigeria will have to look at and find an answer to. Thank you so much, Mr. Anthony Ubani, Executive Director, FixPolitics. Thank you for coming in this evening.
Thank you very much.